Copyright 2017 Win Your Brand. All rights reserved. This video is subject to copyright owned by Win Your Brand. Any reproduction or republication of all or part of this video is expressly prohibited, unless Win Your Brand has explicitly granted its prior written consent. All other rights reserved.
If we wanna, so the idea right now is you must set your goals, that's right? So if I wanna set a goal for this product launch, so what is my goal? So what's your goal right now? So what will be your goal?
Well, I want to have a minimum of 10 people in my workshop, next workshop.
So 10 people sign for the workshop. Okay. So if I take it backward, so how you get your people?
Well, up to now, they just came by themselves through the website.
So if the people, they come by themselves to the website, if you build traffic to this website, you should be able to get these people.
Mm-hmm.
So none of the presentation you made with current events and stuff got you any people?
No.
Okay. So do you ask your people why do they come to this? Why do they go to the website?
Yeah, I do. When they're coming to workshop, first thing I ask, how did you hear about me? And they all come through Bruce Lipson's, 99%.
Mm.
And then they go to the main Psyche website, and then they find out if there is somebody in Canada, and then they find me.
Okay.
Mm.
So Praveen, what's your measurement for your product launch?
My measurement for?
Like what's your target for your product launch?
I want to get 10 new clients within 45 days.
Okay. And how do you get clients right now?
Right now I do meetups and book one-to-one.
So meetup, then you have one-on-one.
Yeah, one-to-one pre-information session.
How many clients did you have last 2 weeks?
Last 2 weeks, probably about 6.
6. And how many meetup and one-on-one did you make?
Oh, I'm sorry, clients? No, I haven't had any clients in the last 2 weeks.
How many clients did you have in like a month or so? Last time did you have a client?
I had 2 clients in the last 2 months.
Okay, you had 2. How many communication did you have? How many meetup or how many one-on-one did you have?
In the last 2 months, maybe about 10.
So you had 10 one-on-one?
Mm.
And how many meetups did you go to? Or how many people did you go through meetups to land this 10?
Say about 70.
So about 70.
Yeah.
So your conversion rate from 10 to 2 to 5, this is a good conversion rate. Like you have like 20% here. That's right. However, and how many meetup over the 70?
How many meetups were there? About 9.
So what you guys recommend to this guy? These are the real numbers. I know he's from his brain and he may not have a fresh brain today, but this is just real numbers, okay? So somebody will go around and he talk to like 9 to 10 meetup. He will meet roughly 70 people.
Yeah.
He will convert here. He will have 10 one-on-one. And out of this 10 one-on-one, he end up having 2 customers.
2 sales. Yeah.
And what he wants to do is he wants to have 10 new sales. So how can we help him? With advices.
Well, I would see if he can improve the performance on his one-on-ones.
I think targeting the one-on-ones better.
That's another thing. But if those 10 one-on-ones were already, I mean, obviously there's a reason why they sat down with you in the first place. So if you're only getting 2 out of 10, that means you should be converting 4 or 5 of those other ones.
So what I mean is that if I'm targeting business owners, then instead of going to meetups and just meeting everybody generally, some people who are entrepreneurs, just one-off, they have their own business.
Yeah, but what you said here is you had.
You're having a one-on-one. They're sitting down with you.
Yeah.
Are you just talking like a meet and greet? Are they just sitting down with you for
No,
coffee, or are
no,
they really
actually-
they're interested in your program?
Yeah.
So can you go?
So why are you only getting 2 out of 10? You should be getting 6 or 8 out of 10 if they're sitting down with you and they're interested. That's the first place I would look at. What are you not delivering, or what
What
are you
is-
not overcoming objections in your delivery? What are you not telling them? Is it price, or why are they not engaging with you at the end of
That's
that?
a good point.
So is there a potential to go to revisit these 8? So is there a potential to go back to get these 8?
Absolutely. Yeah.
The other way is, so if you want to get 10 in 45 days, so what will be your target? If you use the same technique, what will be your target if you want to get 10? So you need to have 200. 2 in 10, so we have 5.
You should be able to easily increase that 7 out of 10.
So you need to plan to have 50 one-on-one.
So what I'm thinking.
What I'm talking about right now is basically not changing anything. Just basically pick up the same statistics, assume the statistics is valid, and try to mirror it. And then we can figure out how to do it better. So if I did 2 out of 10, I want to do 10 in 45 days. So the target is to have 50 meetings, which basically 1 meeting per day, or 2 meetings per working day. And out of the 50, I need to meet 3,500 people in 45 meetup.
That's too overwhelming.
Sorry?
That's too overwhelming. Okay.
Why? 45 meetups, so you need to go 1 meetup a day. You have 45 days.
Yeah.
It's not overwhelming.
Yeah.
You just can't happen overnight.
It's not overwhelming, but the point I want to say is there a way to go back to these people here?
Mm-hmm.
Because you already have 8 who are clients. So how to make this is more attainable? You already have 8 here who are not interested,
Or we didn't sign up. Yeah.
or they did not sign up.
Yeah.
So is there a way to go to these 8 people and convert them to sign up, or ask them if they know people who are interested, and instead of going here, that's right? So is there a way to go to these 8 people again?
Yeah.
How we can go to these 8 people again? So this is strategy number 1. Which is one-on-one, which is the meetup strategy. So how can you go these 8 people again?
Change of strategy, change of presentation, change of.
Yeah, you need to create a hype of new thing where you can share these people, you can share with them.
A new awareness.
Yep, you can share with them. So what you can share with them, you can share with them new ebook, you can share with them your new work. I know you are working on your website, so you can share with them your new website. You can share with them some piece of information and ask if you want to have a new conversation with them. Okay? And in the same time, you can schedule yourself into a new 35. But my point is, you may not have new 350 people in town here. Because you'll be surprised, like when you go to this meetup, they may not have a total of 300 people attending all the meetups.
Mm-hmm. Same people go to different ones.
Same people go to all the meetups. Huh?
Similar, yeah.
No, same people will go to all the meetups.
Mm-hmm.
Same people will go to all the meetups. And the one you see for the first time in the meetup, they are the one who were sick last meetup, that's it. But there are people actually going for meetup for the sake of being in meetup, that's it. What else I can do? Like, I like these numbers, not because I like him. I hate him. But, I like this number because they are realistic. Like, they are a model which we can work with.
Mm-hmm.
So what else I can do? I can adopt a second strategy.
I want to go for targeted audience. Yeah.
Which is a second strategy will be in a different way. Remember, unfortunately, we changed the sheets here, but remember we talked about 7 different approaches. One of them is online. So if I have an online approach, I can adopt it to create more of these individuals. That's right. So let me just to get the notes from over there because. We usually do this only in the workshops. When we put them up.
You paste them to the wall.
Yeah, we just.
They've got the 3M ones now, eh? With the 3M strips across the top.
Sorry?
You just peel them off and.
I know,
Yeah,
but
but
they're
usually-
really expensive.
Are they? Oh.
It's not expensive. They're small.
Yeah, but they're 3 times the price too.
I usually we don't paste them because usually they are on the one sheet.
Throw me the tape. Throw me the tape.
I have another place in here.
There we go. It must be old.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's it called?
Look at that.
It's the cold fingers, right?
It's good now.
You were prepping the feet?
Yeah.
Huh?
Took up a lot of energy, but
Watching was really tough too.
It's so funny.
Okay, so these were the different 7 techniques we thought about it, right? That you can approach them by email, by online landing pages, through associations, or by one-on-one, by telephone, by post flyer, by mail flyer. That's right. So here, what are we saying is, this strategy is basically the one-on-one invitation. You meet them somewhere, you meet with them here for one-on-one, and then you get them. So one way is to make it efficient or effective by increasing the quality of the discussion here, or by asking them how, if they know other people. So basically you try to get more people in this area, more leads. Alternatively, you can work out on a different strategy, which basically I can go and say, I will have a landing page on my website, because he is having now a new website, so people can come and download some kind of material from the website. So this will be basically adopting a new strategy. So I'm not stick to my own strategy, I will adopt a different strategy. You also made phone calls for people, that's right? So what's happening on the phone call?
I don't feel I have a good enough script, telephone script to go forward.
So telephones was one of the strategies here. So these are the 7 strategies we talked about, not in order. So this is not in order, not in priority, just alternative 7 ways of approaching different individuals. Now, if he will open the landing page and he will share his website with different social media through advertising or through sharing, he should be able to get potentially different results. So if you see 45 meetings and this is too much, if you adopt a second strategy, it should reduce this to something more affordable. Does this make sense? Is there a value of sharing this particular example? Okay. So who wants to share other goals? Like who wants to share one more goal?
One more goal, after having lunch with Mike, I realized that change management may not necessarily be the field of my presentations or what I bring to the industry. And I struggle. I've been struggling for years as to what can I call it. And change management was the best solution for me insofar as bringing an education to the construction industry that comes from experience. And it's not about the technicality of websites and media and all that good stuff. It's about developing character and personality that reduces the amount of problems that show up in the different aspects of construction.
But this is in the management level, not in the labor level.
That is correct.
So
Well, it's also at the labor level,
But-
but mostly I want to cater to the management level.
So if you want to cater it to the management level, I don't want to discuss the label because you can say it change management, behavior, attitude, and something else, okay?
Troubleshooting, you call it troubleshooting.
Like, if I want to go and say it change management, behavior, attitude, and something else, we'll figure out what's the third one, okay? I don't know what's the third one. So if I want to come to a label and I want to say change management, a workshop on a change management, maybe behavior, attitude, there is something else we'll figure it out. Because they have to be 3 or 5, they cannot be 1. Okay? If I come to this particular workshop, people will understand that you are talking about the change of management in adopting a new behavior, a new attitude. You are not talking about swapping or swapping managers. Does this make sense?
What do you mean by swapping?
Like when you talk about the change management means Mike is the manager, we kicked Mike out.
Oh, no,
Marcel
no,
is the manager.
Not about that. No.
Okay?
Yeah.
Swapping.
Yeah, like you change people, you swap different people, that's right?
Swapping.
Yeah.
You fire this guy and hire another.
Hire another guy. When you talk about the change management and you talk about behavior, attitude, and whatever else, as a subtitle for your workshop, you are now driving their perception that the change management is about these new concepts.
It is about concepts. Concepts can be abstract.
I understand.
That's the difficulty.
It's not difficulties because if I go around and say I'm showing you a workshop on a change management, and I put a column here, behavior, attitude, and decision making, or behavior, attitude, and strategies.
So, see, one of the things you kind of drilled on last week was that the name of your workshop and name of your seminar, you might never ever know what that's going to be called till you actually come to the workshop.
Yep.
But in advance of that, in order to draw him leads, I would see something more like construction troubleshooter.
I understand. So when you talk here,
So when you're talking at the G, the A, and the AT, you're talking construction troubleshooting.
yes, of course, or the top 5 challenges or the top 3 challenges, how you save money, how you whatever. So the troubleshooting, you're right. So here's the troubleshooting.
Yeah.
But his workshop here, where people come and pay for it,
Right.
if it's not really a change management, still a change management will get you the higher managers, the site managers. So this will be the title of his own program, which is his program is, as I understand it for now, I hope he's not talked to you longer enough to change it. It will be a 1 day to 3 days workshop, which is, this could be the title on it.
Right.
He's not interested in one-on-one. He's not interested in anything else other than just giving this learning for now.
I guess more of our lunch was focused on maybe the elevator pitch or try to
No,
how do I help them find clients?
Yeah.
And the word change management to me means something different. My neighbor later used to do it. It was about bringing in maybe SAP, bringing in a new HR system, and communicating and maybe introducing Microsoft SharePoint to the IT division, right?
Yep.
That's the change management that most companies see, is how do they communicate better
But
internally.
in the construction business, I believe it will be more related to site management, because the construction companies will be there,
Sure.
and then there are so many sites and so many managers for these sites.
Sure.
So in the construction business, it might be different.
I like the behavior, attitude, strategy.
It can be like that. Don't. I'm not.
I like that idea. I mean,
Okay.
it's
So
a
this
good
is the name
goal.
of the workshop.
What's the name of the workshop? Bridging
Okay.
the gap.
Okay. Now, what are the benefits of the workshop? What people will get from the features of the workshop? In the benefit, you can write this workshop is for site manager who are whatever will get 1, 2, 3. So this is how you can encapsulate it. And when you come to the workshop, now the question which is coming to exactly the point you raised is, my workshop is here. So this is the workshop. What title of seminar or webinar I will have here to attract people to come to this event? So on my feed right now, I can say workshop on dealing with frustrated managers. The top 3 things make managers frustrated. So this will be the title for this event, which will lead to this workshop. So what you should do is you should just pick up one title here, which captures the problems, who people wants to come to help to solve. Does this make sense? Like if it's even the top 3 challenges every construction manager
Site faces.
site or faces. Now is construction managers site or construction, you can change whatever name here. But what are the top 3 challenges that these people will face? One of them is they deal with people they don't know. So they have to accept and adapt and adopt behaviors. They have to do 3 things. They have to adapt to other people's behavior, they have to adopt this behavior, and they have to face and enforce the company behavior as well. The other one can be around attitude, and the third one is they don't know strategies, how to deal with this whatever.
Strategies for working together.
So they are not aware of these strategies.
That's not a pain though.
Oh.
If you don't have a strategy and you don't accommodate it,
The words don't signify pain. The words signify solution. So you want to put a pain in that whatever you use in that title.
and remember with Claude in particular, we have to work with him a lot because he taught Rob that he work on benefits, not on pain. So Claude, you have to.
Well, there was a place for pain.
It has to be fun, okay?
It's actually fun.
It has to be fun.
But
So,
it's a reverse strategy. It
So-
was a reverse strategy.
so if this is the workshop, this is the seminar or the webinar or the introduction or the 20 minutes presentation you can give.
I understand.
Now, what are about the lead magnets? What about the other reports or the other leads people will sign up for? It will be articles talking about the 3 pains. So one article might be how to deal with,
Indecision.
that's right, how to deal with. Second article might be meet targets and deal with mediocres. or meet targets and deal with difficult employees or difficult workers.
Inexperienced workers.
Yeah, or difficult workers. So this can be another lead magnet. And you can also have the checklist of a successful construction managers. What are the checklist of a successful construction managers? So somebody here, you know what? I love this kind of this posting because we have more space. Somebody here will be interested into this particular articles. Will this be true?
Absolutely.
So if I am interested here, and you come here and send me an email with an invitation to a webinar, thank you, man. When you come here to send me an invitation for a webinar, or an invitation for a personal seminar, in person, or a webinar, and I sign up here, it means what? Means I need this solution. And then you can offer the workshop here. Does this make sense?
The workshop can be about solutions too.
The workshop will talk about behavior, attitude, and strategies. How to fix the behavior, or how to adapt, wherever you want to use it. I like adopt and adapt. How to monitor attitudes and influence them, and how to develop the strategies which will be successful, which basically solutions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Mm-hmm. I'm good.
Does this make sense? So what you need is a website with this kind of landing pages where you can distribute these reports, and then you can build the email list for people downloading this. Or alternatively, you can write these articles, you can print them, and go to people in person and say, here is my article on that. Would you like me to come to do a lunch and learn for you? And this will go with which channel from these you want to use. If you want to use the invitations with the association, this will become. Now, when we talk about we don't have it here. When we talk about the media package, a media kit, what this will be in the media kit? White papers.
Yeah.
So somebody will get your media kit and has 3 white papers. He will believe that you know what you talk about.
Yeah. It brings out the authenticity, the
Authority.
the authority.
Okay. Switch it.
So it's very important when you talk to people, because we got here high, and I appreciate your engagement, guys. It's very important when you talk what you talk about. So are you talking about the seminars, which is 20 to 90 minutes? You talk about the actual offer. You talk about what? So these areas here are pain. The service will start here. You start to introduce solutions. Then you can always say and talk about your one-on-one here, or your custom offer here. Now the question will be is, if you launch the workshop, what are the potential numbers you are looking for? How many workshops do you want to do in the next 3 months? Because one of the difficulties is these workshops are for companies.
Yeah, and they're 3 days long.
And they are 3 days long. So will a company pay somebody for 3 days to come to your workshop?
Only after they are convinced that there will be benefits worth their while to assign 3 days to such a workshop. So there's got to be some pre-sailing taking place, from what I perceive.
So how's the what's the tools for this pre-sale?
It's those articles.
And you also need testimonials.
Testimonial.
How about the lunch and learn to throw one in before that?
So let's talk about the cost of a company to come to this workshop.
Yeah.
And I hope I'm not talking about new language here, okay? So what's the cost for the company to prepare 3 days workshop?
Well, it's 3 days of work for these people.
Which is, how much is it? Remember, these people are paid by the hour.
Yep.
That's right?
Well, on the management side, they're not.
They are not.
They're paid yearly.
They pay yearly.
Yeah.
But if you grab somebody for 3 days, how much this will cost the company?
Exactly.
And these are site managers
Yes.
or managing sites. So if they are not around and there's a problem on site, what will happen?
It is a problem.
Okay? So this is something. That's why whenever we do events, we plan to do our events on Thursday, on Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
My other thought was I could break this 3-day workshop into a series of lunch and learns where they could actually easily allocate 2 hours instead of 1 hour lunch, and break it up in segments of, say, 3 weeks of lunch and learns for X number of dollars. But that's
So it will not be 3 weeks of lunch and learn. It will be a program of 3 weeks where you have 3 sessions, 2 hours each,
yeah,
or 6 sessions, 2 hours each.
something like this. Like there's flexibility in presenting this program.
Okay?
And it's probably a good idea because it gives them time to think in between.
I used to manage the production floor at Nortel, and to pull me out for 3 days for any course is highly unlikely.
Yeah,
Yeah, because that
Yeah.
means someone else has to step in,
yeah. To take
or
your
I have to be
place.
on call. And there was one time I did take a course, and I was called out of the course for almost the full day.
So the option of breaking it up in shorter spans and addressing it in segments is more likely to be accepted and workable.
But it will not be a workshop. It will be a program. It's a set of short courses. It's a program. It's not a workshop.
Thank you.
Because a workshop is what?
Here's a workshop. It's intensive.
It's 1 day, 2 days.
3
If
days.
you want to meet like 3 weeks or 6 weeks to come 2 hours each, it will not. Is not called a workshop.
I got it.
Okay.
Yep.
However, if you have it as a program, you can take all the material and create a workshop for people who are not in work, and you can get them a certificate. And in this way, you target not the companies, you target the unemployed. And you give them a training certificate in 3 days or in 1 week.
I didn't think about targeting the unemployed, but that's mm-hmm.
By the way, the refugees and the unemployed have more money than the employed people, okay?
Yes.
Refugees, they just need a safe place to invest. They are not needy, okay? I hope you guys realize this is after you've seen all the new factories and stores have been built by these people around here, okay? These people just need a safe environment to be able to invest and raise their kids. They don't need money. They have the money.
Which people?
The Syrian people, majority
the
of them.
Syrians.
Yeah. So these people are wealthy people. They just need a safe environment. So because we stand sometimes say you can reach the unemployed. They say, oh, the unemployed don't have money. No, some of these employed, they have money, and they will appreciate that you upgrade their skills, so they can be more competitive.
Or they're being packaged off.
or they're being packaged off with
And they got all this money in reserves, wondering what they're gonna do next, right?
Yeah.
So,
You're being what, packaged off?
yeah, well, if you get, like, when
Severance
Suncor and Sun,
Oh, I see, okay.
you know, they
gotcha.
give a
Yeah.
retirement package or a
Yep.
severance package. You know, it's a lump sum of money, and it's going, where am I gonna spend it? What am I gonna do next, right?
Okay, so you have to be careful now because what we bring here, just to give it another color so we don't get confused. So what we bring here is completely different market.
Mhm.
Because early on, we talked about here that you will talk to the company authorities or officials to make them converting into accepting and of getting your offer.
Mhm.
If you target these people here, these people are what? Individuals. You still can target them through like a bigger association, the construction association. However, your message has to be gone through someone individual, somebody who is willing to come to pay $300, $600, $400,000 per day or per course to learn. So the messages will be a little bit different.
Mhm.
Okay?
Mhm.
Anyone wants to kick some more ideas here?
So do you agree it'd be hard to get a site manager there for 3 days?
Yep. Even for 1 day.
100%.
What I was
There used to be site managers, yeah.
What I was going at the different tangent. What I was going at is usually this is what I had in mind, but you guys shut me up, which is okay.
Did we?
Yeah.
What?
What I had in
How
mind.
did we do that? Let's remember how we did that.
What I,
I want to use that again.
He recorded it.
Oh, you
okay,
recorded it.
what I had in mind is these people will be getting paid between $20 to $50 an hour.
Yeah.
And some of them, when they work on really extreme sites, like high risk site and H2S and stuff, they get much more money.
Yep.
So if I want to get them for 12 hours, which is what the 1 day shift is, times 3 days, this will be, if you do the math, this will be another
1,800.
$1,800.
Plus the cost of your program, or your workshop.
Yeah.
So if you plan to have 10 people in this company, just 10 people attending your workshop, the company is paying $18,000 salaries for no service wages for no service received. To these people only around the table.
Yeah, for no service receipt from those people.
From those
Those
people.
3 days.
It's all about ROI, right?
It's
So
all what?
About ROI,
Return on
return on investment for the
Yeah.
company.
Yeah.
So
the biggest challenge is how to justify to somebody.
That's justifiable, yeah.
Now, if you add your cost and everything else, this number may hit $25,000 to $30,000, which will be about $30,000, about $3,000 investment in each one of those. So, can you show to the company that in 6 months the company will get from these people
Got to return on investment.
$6,000 to $9,000 worth of value?
Over 6 months, maybe, maybe no.
Maybe not. So this is why. This is where I was going. And 50 is not the right number because I know individuals who will get 200, 250 an hour because they work in this high risk H2S kind of environment, and they don't want to go for certificates. Yeah, if you are electricians who can work in live they call it live H2S environment, you can make $150, $200 an hour easily. If a welder can do it. Like the welder will be in town here around $30, $35 an hour, but in this environment will be $200, $250 an hour, plus full accommodation, plus full travel, plus everything. So this is basically money coming to his family here, and he's very well fed over there.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. This is unfortunately the environment we are in with oil and gas.
That's what happens in the oil sands.
Yeah, this is exactly what's happening in gas sites and in oil sand. Any place when you have hydrocarbon with high sulfur, which almost everywhere in Alberta, because Alberta products will have a higher ratio of sulfur, anybody can work in this environment will be more than 150 plus, $150 plus an hour. They get them to site, 28 days shift. They paid them for 12 hours per day on 28 days. They feed them very well. They dress them. They give them everything. They don't need anything. They fly them back, and they fly them in. So any of these guys, when they come, they would not be interested. If they go over there, the company cannot do anything. They have to produce.
So the benefits are not about money. The benefits would be more about timelines. It would be more about
Which is mine.
safety.
Which is mine.
So anyway, so this is where my thoughts were going. Like
Yeah.
when we talked about early on, we talked about this is going in this way. Now the other issue is if these people are managing sites, so the site is active. So because the site is active, and if any problem will happen on site, what will happen? Because these guys are sitting with you and so.
They gotta go tend to the problem.
Yep. So maybe a program of 6 weeks, 2 hours a week, will be more relevant to these people. And the bottom line is, if you write the program down and you go down there and say, you know what, I have 2 packages. I can offer it to you as a 2 days or 3 days workshop, or much better, we give you 6 weeks of engagement, 2 hours a week on 2 days or 1 day, whatever number. Which one do you guys like? Even if I say we don't like both, you can ask questions. If money,
How can we do this?
yeah, you can ask questions. Okay? Oh, this is helpful?
Yes, it is. Thank you.
Okay,
Very
Mike, do you
much
wanna?
Yeah.
So, if you wanna launch a product, you have to think about these questions along the way. So you have to be able to package the product on its own and write it, so you can understand what are the messages. Okay? Now, if you wanna do 3 of those product, how many companies do you need to talk to? If you want to offer 3 of these, like you said, I would like to offer 3 programs. That's right. 3 packages. You want to sell 3. So, how many companies do you need to talk to? Minimum 1, because 1 company can buy 3 times. Okay. But on the average, how many companies do you should talk to?
Probably 7 or yeah.
So if you plan to have 7 here, 7 are very attainable. That's right. So what's holding you from getting to this 7 right now?
But what's preventing me?
Yeah.
I just don't have my website completed and the brochure is completed.
And when's the plan for the website?
The
what?
End of February.
End of February. Okay. So you are on time. You are on
Yeah,
more or less. Okay.
more or less.
Okay.
But I like the understanding that of a program is much more available to sell for companies than a workshop. Much more.
At that level, yeah.
Yeah.
If you were talking employees, probably a little easier to get them in there, but were you talking site managers?
Yeah. And yeah, that's a huge nugget.
And also, you may consider part of your program to be delivered online.
Yeah, that's
Because if you have the recording of the sessions, and people can go through the recording, and then when you come as a meetings
Yeah.
for discussion, this might be another one, which is
yes,
like,
that'll be for future.
yeah, like they can come for like 1 hour online and then 1 hour in person, or 2 hours online. All of these are good ideas. However, how we can make sure it works or not, by applying them and getting people to. Does this make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Anyone wants to kick some other numbers or some other strategies?
What's your numbers, Marcel?
I was looking at the at the book launch with at the end 50 books sold. That meant 250 in the prospect area, and reach out for that would be 12,500 if I would go with a landing page.
Yeah.
Only to generate it from there.
How many?
12,500 if
What's
I
the
would
ratio
go
on that?
one
Yeah.
to 50.
Okay.
Yeah, 50 times 50 is 25 to. No, it's 2,500.
No, it's different.
2,500.
Uh,
50 times 50 is 2,500.
no, 250. Sorry.
The 10 to 1 would be 25,000. So that's 5 to 1.
1 to 50. To sell 50, you need 2,500 contact.
Would you multiply that by?
I went with a 50 times 250 with a landing page because I don't have a very well established email list yet.
Right.
So therefore, I went with a very conservative number, the 250, and that would mean that I would have to have reach of 12,500 with a landing page.
What's the ratio? It's not 50 to 1.
No, this is 250.
This is 250 to 1, yeah.
It's
250 to 1.
Yeah.
Because of the
Wow.
landing page, because I don't
Okay.
have a qualified email list. I would send that landing page address to, so it would be
Is that realistic?
very that would be the conservative approach.
So 250 touches
Get
Yeah.
you one sale.
to get you 250
No, to get you one sale.
One sale
one sale.
Yeah.
from the landing page.
Yep.
250.
Yep.
But you're selling 50 books there.
So you
Yeah,
multiply
so-
you
so-
multiply
so
50.
this is why I multiplied by 50, and that makes 12.
So 25 by
1,000.
25 is 125. I can do it here.
Yeah, 25 by 25. No,
Yeah, it's 12.
You got 50 in there. So that's less than that.
No, he had 50
50
times
times
250.
250 is
So you have two zeros.
12,500.
125. So 1250.
12,500.
In the Middle East, yes. In the Middle East, yes.
What?
In the Middle East, you have more than 1 to 250.
Yeah.
Yep. But the population there is 100 million. So.
Yeah.
That's why companies who are doing sales in the Middle East and Far East, they will not have five salespeople. They will have like 1,000 salespeople.
So
like
what's
that.
he going to use to attract that many people to his landing page? Because you certainly can't afford that budget.
You can ask him, but this is his numbers. So you can ask him what his plan, but this is his numbers.
What's your plan? Because you're not going to get tracking on Facebook ads to that level.
You can at $200-300, maybe $500. You can get these numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had one time one landing page where I reached about 47,000 people, just very organic in 3 days. I was sharing it and my friends are sharing it, and we got a decent number.
Yeah, because if friends are sharing this, this is a more targeted
Yeah.
audience, and that helps you. Because I don't have that, my targeted audience is very small. I went with a lot more conservative numbers. in order
The
to
takeaway of today, that this number here, or this number to start here, is not 50.
Right.
Okay, because I know people who start to do business, they go around, they talk to like 20, 30 people, and they come back and say, nobody's interested.
Yeah.
Nobody's calling us. We got really depressed.
Yeah.
The whole target of today to show that if you want to win your launch, you have to understand there are alternative way. You must have all of them. Like I do have flyers and posters for my workshops. I do have I don't have a mailing flyers, but I can put the flyers in an envelope. Okay.
Yeah.
I do have some phone call. Although we didn't make phones, we called people on messengers. I do have one-on-one invitations. I go through consortiums and associations. I do landing pages. I do have mailing lists. I do have all of this. I practice some of them, and that's how you can get some conversion.
So do you do a conversion strategy for each one of those points?
To a certain extent, yes. To a certain extent, yes.
A lot of work.
Sorry?
It's a lot of work.
That's why I'm saying to a certain extent, yes. Because when you have an email list, like if I use your emailing list, if I give you my contact and you use your emailing list, I will know the conversion will be much better than my emailing list, because my emailing list are not business people, for example. But I do have some numbers. I do collect some numbers. I do have them, and I know. I understand like how you can bring 20 people, 30 people, 100 people in, because I do know some numbers.
Okay. So
Now, are these numbers really valid for today? I don't know, but I know from my experience. So the message of today is 50 to 250
right.
are what you are looking for. And you want to grab 10 people, this is average over longer periods.
Right.
So you don't talk to 250, you talk to 250, you didn't get any conversion, you are not in the average yet. Because the next two,
Yeah.
you may be able to get the 270. So I'm hoping today you had a positive side to understand it. So you keep going and going and going till you get to sell what you have. Okay? Any questions?
Yeah.
Because I know
even if I would go with a 5%, it would be at 10,000 rather than the
Yeah.
12,500, which was the
So it's
the
not
average-
100.
The average number we had earlier this morning, where we talked about a landing page has a conversion between 5 and 11 something percent, 11.57
Yeah.
or so.
Mhm.
So I was close and went conservative with the number.
So the message is not 50, is not 100. If I talk to in all meetups of Calgary, I did not meet the numbers yet.
And
Okay.
we talked about one channel, which was the landing page in this case.
Yeah.
If you use your network and reach out there, you have other ways in order to make that sale.
Okay. So, anybody has any question for whatever we discussed before? Okay. So the last part of this particular course is what kind of material you need. So if I will say, how many of you here is providing one-on-one coaching? Almost everybody will raise his hand. What kind of material do you have to show to people that you have a one-on-one coaching?
I have a brochure.
You have a brochure. Great. Does everybody else have a brochure on the other side of the room? Okay. So this is one question we always ask is, if I want to win launching a new product, which is a product we design in 90 days. Today we still remind you, today we are in the 40 to 45 days. If you count from January 1st, today is actually the 45th day. of the 90 days period. We are midway right now. If you didn't do much before, you can still double effort and achieve by the next month and a half. If your time started when we talked first time, January 6th, I believe, our very first workshop, today we are roughly the 40th days, the 40th day. So we are within 40 to 45 days of the 90 days launch to be able to sell a product April 1st. What kind of material I should go? So the first one is I need to have a plan. So I need to have a plan for launching this product. Okay? Which is what I call it blueprint or playbook or whatever. You need to have a plan. What are the real material you need to have? So can somebody help me here? So what is the other material you need to have? To launch a product.
Oh, landing page.
Landing page, business card, flyer.
Hold on. It's not, we need to one by one. The first one will be the product sheet.
Product sheet, of course.
What you are actually offering. What you will have in the product sheet. Benefits, I repeat. Benefits and features. That's right. If you don't have a product sheet, do you have a product to launch?
No.
Okay. Now, where this product sheet will go? It can be PDF on your website. It can be HTML, which is basically a web page. It can be printed. That's right. I am now about to offer what? Is it one-on-one? Is it a workshop? Is it training? Whatever it is. It's one product and one product only. So I need to have a product sheet. Does it make sense?
Mm-hmm.
It may also have some photos. So somebody will come and say, oh, should I do a video introduction for my product? Should I use images? I don't care. You can have this here. You can have images. You can have photo. And don't ask me the difference between image and photo because I don't know. You can have illustration. You can have video. You can have audio. It doesn't matter. Does anybody care? No, it doesn't matter. These all are ways to express a product sheet. Should you have testimonials inside the product sheet? Yeah, you can have testimonials. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how you want to talk about your products as long as you have what? A product sheet or a product offer. Okay? You cannot come and say, yeah, I'm doing this workshop. Can we go to your website and see it? No. I'm telling you, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Then, the next question, which is coming back to Marcel's point, which one of these you will use? So which one do you want to use for now? Emailing list? Somebody wants to use email list, okay? So what do you need to have? If you use emailing, you need to have email scripts. They call them drip email sequence. What is what is the email sequence? What are you saying in the first email? What are you saying in the second email? What do you need on each one of these emails? You don't have to do it. You can get somebody to do it for you. We can do it for you as well. What do you need? You need to have a subject, a body, and the call to action. These are the minimum 3 points you need to have on any email. And then you put these emails on a schedule. This implies what? Implies that you have an email management tool. Like what? Like Infusionsoft, MailChimp, Constant Contact, whatever tools you want to use. Some of them.
What's the CTA?
Call to action. Okay? If you don't need to use email, what do you want to use? You want to use landing page? It's great. So if you want to use landing page, I need to design landing pages and plus the giveaway, the lead magnet. What is a lead magnet? It can be a report, it can be an e-page, an e-book, it can be an infograph. Does this make sense to you guys?
Yep.
These are the tools. Which one will work? I don't. Nobody knows. But you can design 3 or 4 landing pages. You can have one. You can have whatever you can have. But if you don't have any of this, you cannot launch your product. You may want to connect with association or with groups. That's right. So you must have what we call it invitation or letter of interest to invite people. So you must have form of invitations. You can have the invitations as letters, and you can have it as emails. Is there a problem? Oh, sorry. Is there a difference between an invitation in a letter and invitation in an email? Other than the format and the fonts? No. Is there a difference between an invitation in email and invitation in a letter? No, there is no difference. Just one point to share here. Would you rather insert the invitation inside the email body, or you would rather having it as a PDF attached to your email?
Inserted inside the email.
Do you agree? Would you repeat the question?
Yeah.
Would you rather paste or make the invitation written inside the email, or attach the invitation as a PDF, attach it to the email?
In the email, because otherwise it's another thing they have to click on and open.
Okay. I see on the other side the people are like, what are you saying? Yeah, it's always recommended to have your invitation inside the email, because majority of the time people will read the email and they don't have time to download the attachment.
Yeah.
In some environments, they recommend to have attachment as well, just in case. However, with the new packages we use to send emails, because we have an email management, the email management will say, if you want to click here for the HTML version or the web version, it will look nice with the logos, with everything. Okay? So just a side point.
Well, another aspect of that is so many viruses, malwares are coming through attachments, right? So people are very nervous about clicking on attachments.
Okay, so many other malwares will come through attachments. So the other thing also is if you attach, if I write like 10 lines the invitation or 7 lines the invitation, or I want to attach a PDF, the file size will, the email size will jump from maybe 10K to a couple of 100K. So it will be too much for nothing. So you can send an invitation by email, and you can also keep a paper copy or a letter of it if you like. Invitation one-on-one. What do you need to invite people for one-on-one? What do you need to make sure you have in your pocket?
Business cards.
Beautiful. So if I'm planning to have one-on-one, I can have business cards, or I can have book
Or
marks, or I can have post cards, or I can have any kind of things where people can do what? Can get my email and phone number, so I can come to them on one-on-one. Is this rocket science?
yeah.
How many times did you go to places and people ask to connect with you and they don't have business cards?
Yeah.
No matter that you will get the business card and you put it in the car and then it will be trash. It doesn't matter. This is another story, okay?
Yeah.
But away from the second story, how many times did you go in front of somebody and you want to connect with them? Oh, we don't bring a business card.
Yeah.
Will you be interested to connect with somebody who does not have a business card?
Yes.
It's harder.
Well, it makes it
Maintain it.
easier if you have a business card. You can always jot down their coordinates on your own business card or on a piece of paper
Or on your phone.
on your phone.
It's funny you mention that because over the past couple of weeks, if I'm somewhere I don't have any business cards with me, here, give me your email address. I shoot them an email right away.
This is actually
Yeah.
a very intelligent approach.
Yeah.
I do that a lot.
Directly from your phone.
But it's a lot better to do this by saying, do you want a business card, or can I text you the
V card.
V card?
Yep.
Because then
So you need a business card. You would like to have a V card. It doesn't matter, but you must put your head somewhere to be ready for that. What is number 5? What do you need if you want to do number 5? You should have a script.
Script.
I would not stop at phone script. I would not stop at a telephone script. I would tell you, if you would like to have one-on-one, you must have a script. I know Praveen is very good. He has this cards, like card games, and he has some kind of script. Is it effective, efficient? I'm not talking about that, but I'm saying it. He has a script. He was prepared with a script. So I don't want to use the telephone for now. What I want to say is you must have a script. What your values are, what are the benefits, and what people will get, and what is your offer. So if I want to look at a basic script, the basic script will be benefits, the features, and clear offer. What else is part of the script?
Call to action.
The clear offer will have the call to action. What else is part of the script?
Next steps.
Overcoming objections.
Oh,
Okay? Actually, it's supposed to be the opposite.
and do you put that after features before clear offer?
After your clear offer, yeah.
After the clear offer.
Yeah, because usually people say, okay, so what I have this seminar, I have this workshop, I have this program. It will help you achieving for money, for relationship, for whatever. I have this psyche treatment which will help you be a better person, understand your why, expand your limiting beliefs. And I'm doing it as a half a day or one weekend workshop where you'll get also a workbook and you will have all the assessment, all the training, and people will come after that and say, and if they ask how much will it be, I say it's like let's call it like $100 or $300 offer, and you can sign up through the website or you can sign up on this sheet now. So people say, oh, I'm not interested. So how you can overcome not interested?
I don't know how you feel.
I know how you feel, or I say, okay, why you feel you are not interested. I know how you feel because many people felt at the beginning not interested. However, when they come, if people will come and say, oh, this is not for me. When people say, no, this is not for me, we say, perfectly fine. Almost everybody felt it's not for them. However, when they joined, they got that. People say, oh, we don't. I just paid out my credit card. I don't know. I don't believe I can afford it. So you can overcome objections. So overcoming objections, I draw it in a bigger way with sad face and happy face, because this is the biggest challenge for anybody to sign up. People having money, like I'm surprised. Like I got to know somebody where I was helping her for free for about 3 years, and every time I meet her, she always doesn't have money. And just last week, she signed up for like $10,000 program she does not need. And we know she does not need it because she signed up for the same program a few years ago and she didn't get any results out of it. So people having money and having access for money, and if they don't repeat the objection 3 times, it means objection is not real. You, as a point of code of ethics or code of conduct, please adopt it here. If somebody repeats the objection 3 times, you stop. Please, for me. Move to somebody else. If they don't repeat it 3 times, it means the objection is not true. We can keep going into overcoming. Does this make sense?
Yeah.
So you must have a script. Now, to Mike's point, do we really have to write all of this stuff? It's function of you. Like,
Initially you should.
it's a function of you. Some of us will understand, like, yeah, I got the guts of it.
Bullet points.
And I understand the power of doing it. I can do it. I feel the strength of doing it. And I got the guts of it. I can do it. Okay. If you are from these guys, yes. You for sure you don't need to write everything. Some of us are more perfectionists who like to see everything written. And there are actually people who memorize these things, which is I cannot. With my personality, I cannot. So it's your call how much depth you need to have and how much detailed articulations you need to build. Is all connected with how you conduct your own business.
If you can write down the objections and into text, it'll help with the transition when you bring on a salesperson down the road, because if you were to ask me now, I'd just fly, right? Because I've said it over and over. But if I'm training you to take my spot or another salesperson take my spot, and I've got them recorded, they go, well, what kind of objection? You've already documented it from today, right? So it really helps.
As a matter of fact, I will go to a further step. If you bring a partner or a joint venture to produce this on your behalf, you can always give it to them as Q&A. So you don't even to wait till you hire somebody. If I want to come and say, yeah, please, can you market this for me? Oh, and by the way, people may ask you for these questions. Here is the answer for it. So it's not even when you hire somebody.
Yeah.
That's why sometimes you need to have this Q&A written somewhere. And it also a piece of information that you need to have in your website. If you are selling this product, you should have in your website somewhere a Q&A. So it has a value. However, if you don't want to push yourself to that, you shouldn't. Just do where you feel comfort, and believe me, at the end of the day, you will do it because it will start to make sense. Why we say that? Because we don't want to go out too much out of their comfort zone. However, majority of you around the table are very legitimate guys, very not process oriented, but when they see stuff need to be done, they do it. So you can get where do you get the objections from? Very early on, when you start to introduce your products or your offer, ask people why you don't want to buy. They will tell you the reason. Come back to this table, tell me, or talk to anybody around this table, come back to this table and okay, guys, what's the best objection? Or go consult the book we have, the workbook on sales and the closing deal. It has about 83 objections where you can actually map them to your offer. There are generic objections where you can map them to your offer. Does this make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you should also have some kind of flyers and posters, which goes back to what? The product sheet. So if you can have a product sheet as a printed product sheet, so when people can talk, you can give them some. In a printed product sheet for individuals, for consumer, what is the call to action? What will be the call to action? It's to sign up. So what do you need to have for them to sign up? If you need to have credit card, you should plan this product sheet to have a credit card sign up part. So people will sign up on the sheet, on the form itself. Does this make sense? So if you are set up to sign people on right away, you can always have a product sheet with a credit card information. Which what exactly these flyers or posters about. Okay?
Sorry, I'm not getting it. So you have a credit card section that you.
Yes, if you plan to get people to sign right away,
Oh, okay.
you should have a credit card section there. If you do, you must have sometime, somewhere, a credit card signing sheet, standalone sheet, or a standalone or part of your offer. And for these sheets, you must also have terms and conditions. What people are getting and how they will cancel. There's so many things which I can talk to you all offline if you wanna have this kind of terms and conditions. Okay? Can you commit to do these 7 pieces? If you have some of them, okay, good, check them out and keep going on the attack the other ones. If you don't have any of the 7, you just basically need to work on these 7. The first one is a plan, product sheet, which basically can be a flyer or a poster.
So when you refer to plan, what do you mean by plan?
Is a plan when and how are you using this material?
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
So you are always ahead of me one step. Okay?
Well, the plan up there at the top is just generic. I wasn't sure whether there was another.
Yeah, the plan for that, because after you do these other six things, we come back and say, what is the plan? The plan can include that you will market yourself or you market through joint venture or you market through agents who you pay them commission.
Asians.
Agents.
Oh, agents.
I want to write agency. You can buy it through, you can sell through agency. So you can go to somebody as an agent of yours. You tell them, I will give you 30%, 40%, 50%, whatever numbers, and you can market that. So which plan you wanna attack?
Sorry, what were the first two?
Yourself
Okay.
and joint venture. Okay? For many of us, joint venture is a new term. So agent or agencies are common terms for some of us. So are you willing to give 30%, 40% for somebody who can sell your offer? In this case, you will need to have an agent package or contract, which we can do it in Infusionsoft as
Affiliate?
affiliate partners. Yes, thank you. Affiliates.
Isn't it the same as a JV then?
Quite honestly, I don't know, but I always hear these terms like affiliate, joint venture, partners. I don't know what's the difference among them, but they are somebody who will get percentage in exchange of sending some of your information out. Okay, so yeah, but they are the same. So if you plan to use agency or agents, an agent or an affiliate or a joint venture, you should be able to consider the following: that you need to have an agreement, and sometimes we will need to have a marketing package for them. So you need to have a marketing package for the affiliate or joint venture or agent. Okay? Any questions? So these two are special if you are starting, just don't get hot on that right now, because these are different dynamics. These individuals will never convert if you did not show that you had a program which sold already 3, 4, 5, 10 times. So they will not sign up for somebody coming fresh new. And interestingly enough, if you sell more, you will not need them. So I got approached by some right now. I said, I'm not interested. So the guys told me, I said, yeah, but you reached out to me like a year and a half ago. I said, yes, this was a year and a half ago. Nowadays, I don't need you. So it's like the egg and the chicken situation, where you need help. They will not help you because you don't have any proof that people will buy your product. And the minute you start to sell your products, what will happen?
You don't need them, but they want you.
The dragons want to.
Okay.
They want to.
So don't worry about this 9 and 8 for now. But
What's number 9?
it's a marketing package for the joint venture. So you need to have a package for them. And I believe we talked about it about 2 weeks ago, that you need to have marketing material for your joint venture.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a complete session on joint venture also in the online videos. You can see like joint venture, how to deal with them and how to work with them. So please don't focus on this joint venture for now. They will come. You cannot build a program without having a previous sales or track record of sales, and these people will sacrifice what they are doing. Because remember, how many months can we sell a year? 4 to 6 months. So these people also are aware of that. So they have only about 16 or 22 different weeks they can send information on. And if they are good, they don't have a spot for anybody. Okay? Any questions? So can you commit what are you doing out of this list toward your program? If you didn't have a product sheet, please start first with the product sheet. So by Saturday, you should bring with you a product sheet. It doesn't need to be fancy. It doesn't need to be even typed on a computer. Just bring it on a piece of paper and we can discuss it and we can tear it apart for you if you like. If you would have the product sheet, put some thoughts into the email script, or what are the lead magnets you will give on a landing page. What kind of titles? What are they? Are they report? And use the rule of 3. So you should consider having 3 different lead magnets. 3 different lead magnets. It can be an e-report, a report. It can be an ebook. It can be an infograph. There are only 8 of them. It can be chapters. It can be a case study. Okay? So there's only 8. There is nothing than 8 in this area. But consider having 3. Then, if you're done with that, you need to draft. Actually, the email draft for invitation will come from your email drip, for your email sequence. And then make sure you have your business card. If you have your business cards ready, that's good. Your business cards must not have your Gmail account. Your website must not have your Gmail account. It's very awkward when I have a website.com and people connect with me on a gmail.com. It doesn't work. So
business card should only have the website account. The website.
You can have an email, but not from Gmail, not from Yahoo, not from Ymail, not from any of the free emails. If you cannot afford $50 or whatever for having a legitimate email, don't expect people to pay you $50 an hour. Okay? Does this make sense? If you cannot afford paying for a legitimate email, it demonstrates to me you are not committed. Moreover, when I come talk to you and I know after some time that you have this business and this business and this business and this business, why do I feel you are committed for what you do? Why? Why you want me believe that I pay you $5,000 for your offer? Because you are committed. And the question around the table is why everybody keep coming here and why you guys feel that I'm committed to what I do? Because all what you know, that's 80% of my time is only focused on what? On what I'm doing right now, which is true. That's why I'm always around, I'm always here, I'm always working on this Win Your Brand stuff. If you see me doing consultation here and conversion here and this here and this here and this here, and just Win Your Brand will be like 40% or less of my time, will you commit yourself? The immediate answer is no. Take this as an example, because if your customers will not see you committed, they will not come to be a customer. We know so many individuals, they came around this table and when they got jobs, they went for the jobs, and when they fired them, they came back because they were not committed. So if I'm a customer, if you want me as a customer who pay you thousands of dollars, and I know you are not committed, I know that you are not being here next month, I know you will not be here in 6 months, will I take my chances into buying your service? Yes or no? What's your answer, guys?
No.
Okay, this is different than working on the hour. Like if you hire me for hourly rate as a consultant and my relationship will terminate at the end of the hour with you, it's different story. But if I am doing training and learning and I believe in it, I will sit to it, I will do nothing else. I know some of you will do this as a complementary or pushing some other service they do is great, because if you sell bookkeeping, for example, and you want to sell an educational package of how people they do bookkeeping, is great. The one-on-one is very well positioned, or the current service is very well positioned within the offer. But you don't do one thing here and you are actually doing something else on the other side. So you don't do massage therapy, you don't do janitorial cleaning, and then you want to do law of transformation, law of attractions. Because what will happen? You cannot, people will read through it. And that's why you cannot launch this one. Okay? Any questions? Can you ask questions, guys?
Copyright 2017 Win Your Brand. All rights reserved. This video is subject to copyright owned by Win Your Brand. Any reproduction or republication of all or part of this video is expressly prohibited, unless Win Your Brand has explicitly granted its prior written consent. All other rights reserved.